The trial date of Trump's two defendants became clear. The federals browsed another Hunter Biden indictment. 5 Things Podcast 5 In the present part, the podcast The trial date of two Trump's defendants in Georgia became clear. USA Today Ministry of Justice reporter Bart Jansen is looking forward to Trump's two defendants' hearing in Georgia. In addition, federal prosecutors plan to prepare an indictment against Hunter Biden by September 29. USA Today domestic security reporter Josh Meyer explains how Russia leaned against North Korea for help in Ukraine. The Biden administration cancels remaining oil-gas leases in Alaska's Arctic refuge. And experts call on university students to protect their passwords, track their loans after a major data breach earlier this year. We are also looking at the latest developments regarding Hunter Biden's legal issues. And is Russia heading to North Korea for help in Ukraine? Diamond suit. The trial dates of the two defendants in Georgia are now clear. But this happened after the failed debate that separate hearings should be held. Thank you for joining Bart. So what arguments did Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro put forward in asking for separate hearings before Bart made it to the judge's decision? Kenneth Chesebro is referred as architect of his plan to put reserve voters or false presidential voters on field support Trump in Georgia and half a dozen states. Although President Joe Biden won state of Georgia, there are some charges against him. He said he was just a lawyer who gave advice. The other accused was accused of tampering with election equipment in campaign lawyer Sidney Powell. Coffee County, Georgia. He and others argue that the charges are so different from each other that there is no overlap, and therefore they should not be evaluated at the same hearing. Both also requested a quick trial. They both want their trial to end as quickly as possible. And so the judge decided to start both at the same hearing on October 23. The dispute about this was that each claimed that separate hearings should be held. Each wanted to be tried alone, as they had no similarities with each other. What arguments did the judge put forward for them to be tried together? Fulton County High Judge Scott McAfee basically ruled that typical arguments for separating the accused from a common case were not really valid in this case because they would not have hostile arguments against each other and there was no overlap between them. The evidence against him actually decided in favor of the hearing being held together. You cannot separate your case because the fact that they are in silo. Just because you have different evidence. The discussion will be whether the other person's evidence will somehow harm your reputation. However, Judge found that the accusation was a comprehensive conspiracy, and therefore thought that it would not be a problem to prosecute both defendants at same time. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump wanted to separate